Oh my word, we have a manager. He exists. ENZO MARESCA is here.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yo people, what's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy. With me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Genuinely do hope that. ENZO MARESCA has spoken. He is here. Chelsea have a manager. Some interesting quotes from him. Caicedo hitting out at Chelsea fans, which is a kind of interesting, actually. Some, worrying quotes. We'll speak about that a little bit as well. Here is quotes on that. And Esteval Willian tearing up again. Lots of excellent things, guys. So strap yourselves in. It's going to be a good journey from here on Football Therapy. The manager's in. Players are coming in. Exciting future awaits us. So subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell if you choose to. And take a second and listen to this. A big thank you to my sponsor, Surfshark. Guys, listen to me. It's about time you get a VPN, or even if you're using a VPN, if it's not good enough, it's time to upgrade to my partner, Surfshark. Of course, a VPN is a virtual private network which works by moving your computer's location identity to somewhere else, which has a multitude of benefits, as you probably know by now. For me, Surfshark is the best out there. You can utilize so many different countries, so many different servers, and the platform is so easy to use. By moving your internet location elsewhere, you're actually protecting yourself online from data pirates and people knowing what you're doing. They're trying to watch you. Protect yourself. And of course, at the moment, it is the Euros, and many people from across the globe who are watching this would like to watch the UK coverage, which is of course BBC and ITV. But you have to be in the UK to watch that, so just use Surfshark to move over to a UK server, and suddenly it's unlocked for you. That's what makes VPNs so good. It's not just about protecting your data and your privacy, it's about opening up new means of entertainment, like moving over to BBC or ITV, or indeed, like I always use with Netflix, I moved from the UK library on Netflix over to the USA, so I have much more films and series that are available to me to watch. Because I love you all very much and Surfshark's the best VPN out there, we can offer you a great deal. When you use my code FOOTBALL on Surfshark, you get an additional 4 months free. That's right, when you use my code FOOTBALL on Surfshark. So go and use that code. Alternatively, click the link in the top of the description and go and get your VPN or upgrade your VPN to Surfshark. Go check out Surfshark now, guys. Click the link in the description. It's a great offer. Right then, should we get into it? I think so. Off the bat, just a little shout out to our future star boy, Esteval Willian, getting a goal and an assist. Again, not doing the Cole Palmer celebration this time, which he's dropped a couple of times, but back of the shirt, Esteval, absolute superstar, man. Very, very exciting. On social media, thank you, God, for another goal and an assist, and another victory. Honor and glory to God. We continue. Supoya, but he's one of those kids that we dropped a lot of money on. Everyone's like, well, they've done it again, potential. But he's just carried on rocketing and carried on scoring golazzos, giving assists, scoring more goals and winners. And it's very, very exciting. So yes, allow yourself to get gassed up by Esteval Willian and Kendry Paez, and indeed the season after next. We'll use this season coming as a sort of developmental transitional season. Wow, it's almost like Chelsea go through a transitional season every single season. Still, we'll speak about ENZO in a minute and his quotes and stuff. But yeah, betting into the new football, finding calm in the season, less chaos hopefully than Pochettino's football. Just a little bit more, we can see what we're doing, we're moving safely towards progress, and then bang, you drop these young superstars into the team, supercharge it with their high octane talent, not that we haven't got talent already, and we can all feel pretty ruddy good about it, man. Yeah, alright, mate. So yes, what should we do first, Maresca or Caicedo? Because we've got some quotes circulating on social media from Caicedo. I'm going to utilize Cy Phillips' website here, Chelsea News, to get a little bit of that, see what he's written. And yeah, hopefully some insight. Chelsea midfielder Caicedo has admitted that his agent hired a person to come in last season and help improve his performances at Chelsea. So we'll remember, right, he did start, it was tough for Caicedo. He wasn't awful, but a lot of the times he looks really average, and considering he's the Premier League's record signing, we need to keep this in mind. Yes, it's an inflated fee. Yes, he's not worth that much. But, again, Liverpool were pretty much willing to pay the same fee. It's just what the market was dictating for this player. So it was a slow start for Caicedo at Chelsea since arriving from Brighton, and it seems that the big price tag hovering over his head, did play a part in that. He started slow, he looked very inconsistent to say the least, but you could sense that he was feeling the pressure of making the big money move and making that step up to such a big club. A club he was so keen on joining. Of course, we remember that picture of him in a Chelsea shirt with his mum when he was younger. Big move, He soon picked up, though, once he settled into his new role into the team, alongside new teammates, and in a new city, it was a big change for Caicedo, and things got much better for him, and ended the season very strong. He also said this, since February, my agent hired a person who reviews my matches, and what I have to improve and how to improve myself mentally. It helped me take the pressure off because I was thinking more about, they've paid a lot of money for me, I have to perform well. Yeah, let's remember as well, 21-year-old, relatively humble guy, not like some big ego character, super tough, right? I wasn't focused, not showing my level. After my agent hired this person, I started to improve and gain confidence. Right, so that is one positive thing, while he, in terms of he developed his playing levels, but he also came out with some comments about the Chelsea fans. I'm just going to pull that up 1 second. And I'm back. So this is an interview he did with a guy called Alfonso Lasso, and he said this, talking about his struggles at Chelsea. Caicedo said, "At first, some people attacked us because we weren't doing well. It was difficult for me because I preferred to play away rather than at home because the Chelsea fans attacked me." We'll get back on that in a moment. When do you feel the situation changed? Well, he said, from February to now, my agent gave me this personal reviews, and he speaks again about this guy who analysed his performances and helped him. But for him to say, he felt he preferred playing away from home and felt that the Chelsea fans were attacking him. Firstly, footballers are human beings, and you've got to be very, very empathetic. You have to, they're in high pressure situations. And like I said just a couple of minutes ago, he's not this big, back swinging, ego. He's clearly this humble little dude who just wants to, play football and felt the pressure. I'm glad that's been alleviated. But I don't think he got much grief from the Chelsea fans, personally. And in fact, generally, as a whole, I thought Chelsea fans were very patient with Pochettino and the team for long periods of time in very, very poor performances and results. Well, certainly poor results, some poor performances. I thought there was great patience, and it's sad to hear that he'd rather play away from home. I don't remember particularly any abuse going towards Moises Caicedo. Maybe some criticism online, but I can't remember hearing anything in the stadium or Stamford Bridge, where apparently he was preferred not to play, that he was getting any audible grief from the fans. Can you? Because I can't. I'm not suggesting it didn't happen. You don't hear everything on the broadcast. I haven't been to the Bridge in ruddy ages due to a few things going on. So what do you think? I mean, hopefully it's just, past now, and he feels better and he feels like he can really show himself. Because we need to remember, guys, this is a great footballer in terms of skill set. And this is why everyone was willing to throw the bag at him last summer, because, he's very, very good defensively. He's good at tackling. He's good playing up the pitch. He's actually a good ball carrier, and he can pass, So we've seen that. So you want him to feel calm and get the best out of him. And again, it's a biblical amount of investment put into him. So you want it to work, and you want him to be happy, and you don't want him to feel like the Chelsea fans are attacking him. So let me know what you think. Comment down below on these Caicedo comments, and indeed his performances as well. And let's talk about our manager. Yes, so many of you would have seen the interview with ENZO MARESCA. They waited an entire week of him fully working at Chelsea, officially been working at Chelsea, before they spoke to him, and they did quite a nice media video. He wheeled out some of the classics, when he's like, when you're at a club like Chelsea, you have to win. For us, it's going to try our best, fight to win titles. But, Tuchel said this, obviously, quite assertively. Pochettino certainly said this at Chelsea very, very assertively. Maybe Graham Potter was a little bit more reserved. But they all come out and say, yeah, it's just Chelsea. You got to win at Chelsea. And then, you get 6 months in and like, yeah, you got to be realistic, guys. Look at what's going on here. It's tough. It's tough, But they always come out swinging. Whether they get briefed to say that or not, I don't know. Maybe they do by the media team. Just say, this is Chelsea. This is about winning. This is, fans are going to like to hear that. But I liked his interview. He certainly spoke very, very strong English. Of course, he's worked a lot in England, certainly with Man City. Interestingly, though, when he was asked about the great coaches he worked with, he omitted Pep Guardiola. I don't know why, because maybe there's this whole diet Pep thing that maybe he's trying to get away from, the sort of apprentice. But he mentioned Lippi, Ancelotti, Pellegrini. He didn't mention Pep Guardiola, which I thought was very, very interesting. Very much trying to be his own man in that sense. What I do like as well, the Italian links. Of course, Chelsea have enjoyed amazing success with Italian managers. Di Matteo, Ranieri, of course, was a good manager for Chelsea. Di Matteo won the Champions League. Granted, that was more of just a moment in time. But, I was about to say Jose Mourinho, definitely Portuguese. Antonio Conte, Maurizio Sarri, do you know what I mean? And Vialli, how can I forget Vialli? Another, superstar, Chelsea legend. So we've enjoyed amazing, and players as well, Italian players. And he says, yes, maybe there's something linked with the Chelsea Football Club, the Chelsea family, and the Italian people. I quite like that. I know that's a little bit I don't know, silly or whatever, but I do like it. I do, genuinely. I think there is a strong Italian bond at Chelsea, Zola and whatever. You can just pull out names from the hat. So I like actually having an Italian coach back at Chelsea. It feels right. I don't want to go early, but it feels more right than Pochettino. And by the way, I've nothing against Pochettino. Apparently, he's the sweetest man ever. He's obviously a very good manager. He's an amazing player coach, one-to-one coach. I just don't think necessarily he was the greatest fit, and maybe it was because of the Tottenham stuff. But the Chelsea fans, I reckon they'll be singing Enzo's name. Obviously, they never sung Poch's name because they needed to be win over, but also, I just think with this match-going fans at Stamford Bridge, they obviously hate Tottenham, and they weren't giving him grief for, they weren't giving him the Rafa Benitez treatment, but it was kind of very neutral. Whereas I think they'll probably see a bald Italian come on the Chelsea touchline. They'll be like, thank you very much. And I do genuinely feel like the Chelsea fans will like that. So, yeah, lovely, I think. All right, let's read a couple more things. Right, he speaks also about, obviously the Chelsea players are coming back soon to report for pre-season. He says he already feels like he knows all the players, of course, because he's been watching every single game they've played in for the last few weeks. So he feels like he knows them. And bear in mind, this guy is a meticulous football maniac, which is kind of what you want, really. And he would have watched all the players, the aforementioned Caicedo, who he in theory, profile-wise, will know him backwards by now. But he does explain that is one thing, knowing the players and how they play from just watching all their footage and tendencies and styles or whatever. I'm paraphrasing here. But another thing is knowing the person, is knowing the human being, and that is how you really get the best. So that's very much like the Pochettino kind of, maybe even Ancelotti-ish style of coaching. You need a bit of that as well, and then you need a little bit of this sort of football pervert, hardcore system, formulaic tactics manager as well, which, by all accounts, Maresca has got here. So he says with a message to the fans, and afterwards, of course, this is normal custom when not only Chelsea manager, when a new manager at a club is interviewed, they give a message to the fans. He says, trust the process, which many of us will have twitchy reflexes that we just don't want to hear that phrase anymore. But he says, trust the idea. Of course, he's very, very big on referring to his football philosophy as the idea. His idea, the idea. He's been doing that at Leicester all last season. He's like, the idea, I'm not going to change the idea, it's the idea. He says, be behind the team. For sure, we are going to enjoy the journey. Like every club, like every manager, it will not be easy, but for sure, we will enjoy the journey. He's also explained, of course, like I said previously in meticulous detail, how you're here to win. Winning is everything. And this is what I like. He's that guy. And in that sense, in terms of if he does fit the sporting director's project manager idea, then he it feels much more appropriate than Graham Potter. And I don't really have an axe to grind with Graham Potter, but Graham Potter was the Brighton coach. I know he won some stuff in Scandinavia, I forget which league, but you know, he was used to being sort of keeping float at Brighton and sort of being like pretty positive at Brighton. But he was like, yeah, we'll try and win something at Chelsea, see how we get on. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit shruggy, like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's have a go, yeah? Whereas he's like, winning is everything. And this is probably, even though he didn't reference Pep Guardiola, this is probably where working under Guardiola for a while is like bled into him. Maybe in the same way it has Arteta. Now, I don't necessarily buy into this Pep disciple thing. Like, you basically just hire anyone that's worked with Pep. You know, Arsenal and Chelsea. I don't necessarily buy into that. But I do believe there is this kind of like just incessant obsession with winning all the time with Guardiola, and one would hope, considering the position we've been in comparatively to Man City, that has bled in a little bit to this guy ENZO MARESCA, the new Chelsea manager, and yeah, we win, and we win. We win. It's great to see him. He looks Chelsea to me. I've signed it. ENZO MARESCA, Chelsea manager. I'm convinced now I wouldn't want anyone else managing Chelsea. Would I? I mean, Guardiola. Xabi Alonso. But only those two. Anyone else? I'm convinced he's the one for us. I'm very excited to see. It is really interesting now that we're going to be relying so heavily on a systemic way of playing rather than a vibe style of playing. Which means you won't necessarily need like so much individual brilliance and flair in moments that certain players can be utilised a lot better. I'm just so keen. He finally as well, when speaking about like what we expect, he says very, very aggressive football on the ball and off the ball. So I guess off the ball, getting the ball back very quickly, and because the whole ethos is keeping the ball. But aggressive on the ball, I guess, is moving it fast, because I mean, we did score, was it second in most goals in the Championship last campaign, and only just, or possibly the most goals. He scored a lot of goals. So there is that aggressive, keep the ball, move, score. And maybe not so much of this like rest defense style football. So very, very interesting indeed, and I am excited. What do you think, guys? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Esteval, Caicedo, but I suppose the big subject is the manager that's manifested. Schrodinger's MARESCA does exist. He's alive. He's in the club. So yeah, I put it out to you guys. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Road to 200,000 subscribers, which is nothing short of sensational. Do go check out Surfshark. If you're yet to get a VPN, just click the link in the top of the description, or I'll pin a comment as well. Check out Surfshark, and I'll see you back here on Football Therapy. Mwah!